Welcome to Farming Aid. When it comes to breeding animals, size matters, and certain countries have earned global fame for raising the most gigantic, awe-inspiring creatures you've ever laid eyes on. These aren't just big animals, they're living legends, carefully bred giants that push the boundaries of biology and defy expectations. From towering cattle to colossal pigs, horses that look like mythical beasts, and chickens that resemble dinosaurs. Let's take a jaw-dropping tour around the world to discover which countries are home to the world's largest animal breeds. And more importantly, who breeds the biggest. We begin in Italy, a land known for elegance, art, and fine food, but also for breeding one of the largest and heaviest cattle breeds on earth, the Chianina. Towering at over 6 feet at the shoulder and weighing up to 3,500 pounds, the Chianina bull is the embodiment of power and refinement. Originally bred for draft work in the Tuscan hills, today this breed is a cornerstone of Italy's premium meat industry, especially for the famous bistecca alla Fiorentina. What sets the Chianina apart is not just its incredible size, but its lean muscle mass, calm temperament, and ivory-white coat that shines like marble. Italy's breeders have meticulously preserved this ancient Roman-era breed, turning it into a national treasure and a true beast of beauty and brawn. Next, we jet over to India, where sacred cattle hold not just cultural significance, but also mind-blowing proportions. Meet the Nellore bull, the pride of Andhra Pradesh and one of the largest zebu breeds on the planet. With a tall frame, arched hump, and long limbs, the Nellore is bred for both draft power and endurance in tropical climates. But it's not just about function. The elite bloodlines like Jabardast and Yuvraj have stunned the livestock world with their sheer size, often tipping the scales at well over 2,000 pounds. These animals are pampered like royalty, fed specialized diets, and groomed daily. In India, breeding massive Nellore bulls is a badge of honor, with rural bull shows offering prizes and prestige to the biggest, strongest specimens. When it comes to size with sacred status, India proudly takes the crown. Crossing continents, we find ourselves in Brazil, home to the giant American Brahman hybrids, known locally as Nellore. Yes, with a slight variation in name and type from the Indian version. Brazilian ranchers have taken zebu genetics to the next level, selectively breeding for size, resistance, and meat quality. One standout is Viatina, 19 FIV Mara Movius, a heifer valued at over $4 million for her record-breaking genetics. With a hulking frame and deep muscle definition, Brazil's Nellore cattle are bred to thrive in tropical pastures, yet rival even European breeds in weight and girth. Brazil is not just breeding giants. They're turning them into luxury assets. Now let's ride into the United States, where everything is bigger, bolder, and bred for performance. The American Belgian draft horse is among the largest equine breeds ever developed. These gentle giants can weigh up to 2,200 pounds and stand well over 18 hands high. Originally imported from Belgium, American breeders have refined the Belgian into a massively muscled, broad-chested powerhouse. In states like Iowa and Wisconsin, draft horse competitions showcase these equine behemoths in all their glory, pulling thousands of pounds of weight, yet doing so with calm obedience and a majestic presence. The USA knack for maximizing size and efficiency isn't limited to horses either. Look at the giant American Landrace pig, a pink-skinned, floppy-eared breed that stretches over 8 feet long and can weigh close to 1,000 pounds. The US doesn't just breed big, they breed with precision, optimizing genetics for both size and productivity. But don't think Europe has stepped out of the ring. Belgium is still the heavyweight champion when it comes to sheer muscle. Enter the Belgian Blue, a cattle breed that seems straight out of a science lab. With a condition called double muscling, this breed exhibits extreme hypertrophy. Think bulging biceps and shoulders that look photoshopped. These cows aren't just big, they're biologically supercharged. Originating in the 19th century, Belgian breeders developed the breed by crossbreeding native cattle with shorthorns and then fine-tuning for meat production. Today, Belgian Blues can weigh up to 2,800 pounds, and their sculpted physiques are the stuff of animal bodybuilding dreams. If you're talking about size and pure muscle mass, Belgium reigns supreme. Now let's head north to Scotland, where the cold winds blow and massive animals grow. The Scottish Highland cattle, though not the heaviest breed, are impressively large for their rugged, mountainous home. With long, curved horns and a shaggy coat, they can weigh up to 1,800 pounds and are built to withstand brutal winters. Their size and hardiness make them legends of the Highlands. But Scotland's biggest contribution to giant livestock might just be in the equestrian world, the Clydesdale horse. Known globally thanks to iconic Budweiser commercials, these horses can stand over 18 hands tall and weigh nearly 2,000 pounds. With feathered legs and a noble gait, the Clydesdale is the very image of strength and grace. Swinging back to Asia, let's talk about China, where the Chinese giant salamander is the largest amphibian in the world, reaching up to 6 feet long and weighing over 110 pounds. While not a farmed animal in the traditional sense, it is bred in specialized conservation farms across China. It's proof that even aquatic animals in Asia break size records. Meanwhile, in terms of birds, China is home to the Dong Tao chicken, famously known as the dragon chicken. With outrageously thick legs that can resemble dinosaur limbs, these chickens are not just big, they're bizarrely massive. Once reserved for royal families, Dong Tao chickens are now one of the most expensive and unusual breeds in the poultry world. Venturing into Australia, size shows up in a slightly different form, longevity and stature combined. The Australian Merino ram, though not the heaviest, boasts a frame that supports one of the largest fleece volumes globally. These sheep are bred not just for meat, but for wool production on a mega scale. Then there's Big Moo, an Australian Holstein Friesian steer that measured nearly 6.2 feet tall at the shoulder and weighed over 3,000 pounds. Though not a breed in itself, this giant showcases what happens when excellent Australian genetics meet an optimal environment. Let's not forget the Netherlands, a dairy superpower that has turned the Holstein Friesian cow into a towering milking machine. While not always the heaviest in build, Dutch Holsteins are bred for both height and production, with some individuals reaching over 6 feet tall. These cows are marvels of selective breeding, optimized for both yield and scale. Dutch breeders have fine-tuned the art of dairy efficiency, proving that sometimes size and productivity go hand in hand. Even smaller countries have entered the big breed game. In Vietnam, the Mong Tsai pig is a notable heavyweight among local swine breeds, bred for bulk and rapid growth. In South Africa, the Bonsmara cattle, a composite breed blending Afrikaner, Hereford, and Shorthorn, have developed into some of the largest, most resilient bovines on the continent. Designed for Africa's tough environment, they're muscular, heat-tolerant, and absolutely massive. From Europe's muscled cattle to America's draft horse giants, from India's sacred bulls to Brazil's elite Nellore lineages, the competition for the biggest breed is fierce and fascinating. What unites these giants isn't just their size, but the human passion behind them. Breeding animals this large takes time, skill, and dedication. These animals are not accidents of nature. They're triumphs of genetics, nutrition, and national pride. Every colossal breed tells a story, not just of biology, but of people who dared to dream bigger, feed better, and raise stronger. So, which country breeds the biggest? That depends on how you define big. Is it raw weight, like the Chianina of Italy? Towering height, like the American Belgian draft? Muscle mass, like the Belgian Blue? Sacred stature, like India's Nellore? Or is it total mass production and efficiency, like the Dutch Holstein? The answer is, they all win in their own way. Each country has carved out a space on the global stage by pushing the limits of animal breeding. And as technology and genetics evolve, who knows what giants the future will bring? One thing is certain, around the world, from village farms to elite ranches, the race to raise the biggest animal never ends. And that's exactly what keeps the world of animal breeding so fascinating. So, after exploring the globe and meeting the giants of the animal kingdom, one thing is crystal clear. Every country has its own claim to greatness when it comes to breeding the biggest animals on Earth. Whether it's Italy's Chianina, standing tall and proud as the world's largest cattle breed, or India's mighty Nellore bulls, revered not just for size, but for spiritual significance, the passion behind these animals runs deep. Brazil's Nellore cattle have set records and bank accounts ablaze with their elite genetics, while the American Belgian draft horse and giant Landrace pig prove that the U.S. is unmatched when it comes to both muscle and scale. Belgium's double-muscled Belgian Blue continues to stun with its superhero physique, and Scotland's Clydesdale and Highland cattle stand as timeless symbols of strength and endurance. Let's not forget the exotic giants, China's Dong Tao chicken and giant salamander, proving that large comes in all forms, from land to water. Australia's massive Holstein steers and South Africa's Bonsmara cattle showcase regional powerhouses designed for resilience and performance. And of course, the Netherlands' Holstein Friesians lead the world in towering dairy excellence. In the end, who breeds the biggest? It's not a single country. It's a global rivalry fueled by tradition, innovation, and pride. From farm fields to livestock shows, these breeds are more than animals. They're the result of generations of dedication and the ultimate expression of what's possible when humans and nature work together to push limits. So, whether you admire the massive frame of the Chianina, the sacred stature of the Nellore, or the shredded muscle of the Belgian Blue, remember, behind every giant is a story worth telling. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Which of these giant breeds blew your mind the most? And tell us, who do you think breeds the biggest?